Hey world, hey Dallas, welcome to Tit for Tat, This and That, and I'm Alvin, and we got Bubs in the building with us, and Miss Stevie, she's going to be joining us from Styles from Miss Stevie, Deshaun, I think he's going to pop in, and maybe Harold's going to pop in. They are fam from the Short Stack Revolution, and today. We're going to delve into two or three subjects here. Um, we're going to talk a little bit about down low and trans, trans women, and we're also going to talk about white and black allyship in the LGBTQIA plus community. So first, let's get in here and say hi to Bubs.
What's going on? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me pretty good? T for T, you good?
Yeah,
You can hear me?
I can hear you really good. I can
All
hear you
right.
really good.
Good, good. What's going on, y'all? I'm glad to be here again, another live on someone else's platform. It feels good to sit back and kick my feet off. Kick my feet off, Lord Jesus. Kick my shoes off. I ain't even smoked yet, Lord, at least for this live. And I'm talking about kicking my feet off. Kick my
Well,
shoes off and relax and kind of get into it. So as far as the topics, I am like excited to delve in. So I'm ready. I'm just over here rolling up real quick because again, you shouldn't just have just one of anything. Okay, have multiple shit at your disposal. All right,
get your smoke on. Get your smoke on.
and will. But how are
Yeah,
you
I'm
doing
waiting.
though? How's everything going with you?
Everything's going good. Everything's going good.
Hmm.
Just it's hot here. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what's y'all weather like up there so far?
Let me. I can actually check real quick. Hold on. The weather today in Detroit is 71 degrees. So it's pretty cool here. So
Oh, okay.
I'm not ready for that hot ass heat. Hell no. I'm a even though I was born in the summer, I love it to be cold. I love the air conditioning. I like to walk around with damn hoodies and stuff on in the middle of summer. I need it to be cold. That heat is not my friend. Mm-mm,
Hmm.
I can't do
Yeah,
it.
it's about. I think it's today. I don't know what it is right now. It's probably like about 83, but it was around 89 today. So
Yum.
down here, we run around with nothing on.
Oh God.
Well, we have stuff on, but we just gotta run
Yum.
around in shorts and tank
Yum.
tops a
Yeah.
lot because it's hot.
Hell yeah. Shit.
I was trying to see give Miss Stevie and them a chance to come in, but she ain't popped in yet. But I just saw her over in the short stack. I just saw her over in the chat, and then Deshaun he sent a chat saying saying hey. So I was kind of giving them a little bit of time because I got a
Yeah.
video I want to start off here with on DL, which is
Okay.
pretty interesting because we've been talking a lot about this through our short stack, and then and I also caught your live that you and Conscious did. I think y'all did it yesterday, or
Yeah,
it
on
was
his
like,
platform. Yep.
was it in the middle of the night?
Yeah, it was like around 2, 3 in the morning. He and I were having a conversation, and then we decided to watch some of the Kim Burrell stuff, and we kind of get paused and give our commentary. And he was like, "Well, shit, we already given our commentary. We might as well go live." So after a while,
Yeah,
we said, "Fuck it, just go hit the live button and let's go ahead and get in." So again, shout out to
yeah,
Conscious
that was.
TV. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Conscious because y'all were fire over there. I caught it. I didn't catch it live because I was in
Right.
bed sleep, but I did
Correct.
catch it and watched it, and uh, that was some good commentary over there. So everybody should go over there and check out Conscious and
Yes.
check out your channel
Thank
because
you.
you
Thank
got
you.
great content over there too. Y'all putting out fire
Yes,
over
and
there.
you doing it too now. Like that's why I'm glad that you doing the panels and stuff like that to kind of help bridge the gap. So we all doing it. So I'm just glad to be a part of the team. So hey,
Yeah, I'm trying. I ain't got that gift of gab like you and Miss Stevie and Conscious, and y'all can get right on there and just start going. Whatever. I need a little bit. I need people to feed off of so I can
I
get my
understand.
conversation going. But y'all jump right up into it, and and y'all be lit. So
It's a art to it.
I
It's something I
appreciate
think
y'all.
that. Oh yeah, thank you, and it's really an art form. I think it's something that anybody can really do. It's just getting the practice in, because
Uh-huh.
before I was used to just doing edited content, not really live. So it took me a minute to kind of get to the whole used to the whole live thing. So the more you do it, the easier it'll be. So and then
Yeah.
again with the comments and everything. So
Mhm.
what's going on, slick and salacious? I like that
Oh, hey,
salacious.
Slick. It's Slick in
Come on,
here.
yeah, it says slick and salacious. Come on, salacious. What's going on?
Oh, I see. All right. Hey, Slick. That's my buddy there.
Shout out to him. Shout out to the peoples in the building. Shout out to y'all. But I mean, I don't know what's going on with them. Um, I know sometimes it might take Deshauna a minute
Uh,
sometimes because he got other things going on. And Queen Stevie, yeah, I would love to get her to come in here and share her perspective before she fall into La La Land.
hmm
Because one thing Queen
Yeah.
Stevie gonna do is go to bed.
Right. Right. Yes, yeah, Slick is that's Slick is they and them.
Oh, okay. Shout out to they and them. We love
I
everybody
wonder.
over here.
Yeah, let me see
Them
if
they, zim they.
yeah, let me see if they want to come in because I'm getting ready to show these videos. Hey, hey,
We got
Keon.
Keon. Come on,
Hey,
Keon.
Hey, Twinlet. Yeah, you
And we
know, if
got
y'all want to pop on
Twine.
in, yeah, if y'all
Twine.
want to pop in, if y'all want to pop in, the link is in. If you go over to my YouTube page, it's in the chat. I had pinned it in the chat. Is it still over there, Bubs? I don't know if you have it pulled up or not, but
Yeah,
is
I
it
have it
still
pulled up
pinned
over
in the
here. It
chat?
says click us to let me see it. Where is it?
Is
Yep,
it
it's
still
on here. You
pulled
got
up?
you got it still pinned. Yep.
Yeah, if y'all go over there, you can, and and I'll put it up here also. Although you can't click on it through here, uh, but through the YouTube, you can click on it and it'll bring you into the studio. We can pull you in. So Slick, you want to come in? Keon, y'all want to come in?
Yeah, yeah. Slick said, "No, I'm about to hop in the shower. Actually, I'll be back in a few." It's some about
Oh,
they. Shout out to to Slick and them. Slick, you're not the only person that has gotten in the shower while being invited on the live. Deshaun is known for getting in showers whenever I'm on a damn live with his nets. Yeah. We got Queen Stevie. What's going on? Glad that we waiting for you to come through, Queen. We waiting for you.
come on through, Stevie, so
Come
we can
on
go and
in the
get it popping
room.
off here.
Hmm.
And Harold said, Harold, he said when he gets off work, he'll probably pop one in. So,
Awesome. Awesome.
um, and then I guess Slick will be back, so she'll probably miss the first video. Me and her, we did me and her and Charles, we did a live one day too. We did it
Hmm.
on pronouns, and that
Okay.
and that was really good too. She enlightened us on a lot of stuff because I didn't even know a lot about the pronoun, about all the
Yeah.
pronouns, and then I didn't know a lot about the all the different gender identities and stuff too.
Yeah.
And she actually enlightened us on that, and then
Hmm.
and she goes by they them, but she said it was all right if I said she or he. So
Right.
uh,
But that's the thing there, like, and again, uh, I appreciate people coming through who have different life paths and experiences that come through to help us. Because just like you, being a cis queer man, I want to be able to do all I can to really show up for the rest of my community. So,
mm,
I don't have no problem addressing people as he, she, they, them. Some people say they, them. Like, if that's what you
uh-huh,
want to be identified as, I'm not gonna say I don't give a damn in reference to denouncing you, but it's kind of like, okay, whatever it is that you want to go by, that's fine. Like you got motherfuckers over here
right.
getting mad at people wanting to walk in their truth, but yet y'all still calling niggas Pookie and Mook Mook and Ray Ray and them, and they goddamn 45, 50 years old. Like hell no, like come the fuck on. So whenever there's people coming through to educate, especially when it
Uh-huh.
comes down to like our trans sisters, or those that are non-binary, I'm willing to educate myself to learn how to stand in the gap. So again, shout out to everybody who does that.
hmm
Hmm. I can be a little long-winded, which is frowned upon depending on who you at. Keon, do you not know who we are?
Keon,
We
what's Keon saying?
Keon said one of these days I may like to, but I know that I can be a little bit long-winded, which is frowned upon depending on who you ask.
Oh,
Now, I can't speak for T, but I can speak for me. People might even think that my ass is long-winded, but in the words of CTV girl, I am never long-winded, bitch. I give educated and nuanced responses, girl. Now, just because some hoes like to write sentences and some like to actually write paragraphs, there's a difference. So
yeah.
we like the soliloquies. We like the breaking out and just exploring the intersection. So, and I really appreciate your perspective as well, Keon. So, I mean, you can come up here, but if you don't want to, because Keon says I can't help but be thorough. Words of affirmation and communication is my main love language. Then you need to bring your ass up on this platform then,
Then
because
yeah, bring
that's
your
what
butt
we
on
trying
up
to
in
do.
here.
We trying to have conversation.
Now you be over in the short stack giving us, giving us conversation. Come on up in here.
Yes, yes, yes. Now you don't have to be cammed up if you don't want to. I just recently started to
Right.
become cammed up again because I was kind of like going through my little podcast era. But you can
Yeah.
come up. Look, we want to have the different conversations, and then on top of that, like I think you said you're going to share a video, about
Hmm.
I think the trans experience. And
Yeah.
again, I would prefer for Queen Stevie to be up here on the platform with us because I feel like I can't speak to the trans experience the way that she can. You know what I mean? I'll do the best that I can from what I know, but if we're gonna talk about it, I would love to be able to have somebody who lives that experience to, but even if she wants to stay in the comments, that's cool. It's whatever.
Mhm.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Slick usually will be. Slick stays in the comments. They don't. They only came up. They came up once.
mhm.
But you know. Uh, they like, they said they want to do a, collab with me one, another day or whatever. They want to do a collab, and maybe they can do it with, they can do it with all of us.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
all we just trying to do is just create a safe space, and those who resonate with it will resonate. Those who don't, it is what it is. Because going forward, y'all, we gonna need some safe spaces because they trying to erase a
Right.
lot of our safe spaces. So you know, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
let y'all know if anybody is watching, do not if you're trying to text me, don't text me on my main phone because my main phone is my webcam and it's on do not disturb. So if you're trying to reach out to me, hit me on my Instagram so I can see it on my other phone.
Okay.
That's just for anybody who.
There go Miss Stevie. Hey, Miss Stevie.
Oh,
Can
Queen.
you hear us? Miss Style by Miss Stevie. Everybody check out her channel too. She does interviews every day.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, every day.
Dope.
This week she did back to back ones, double double. With interviewing the movie stars, singers,
Mhm. Mhm.
actors, actresses,
Mhm.
fashion people.
Yep.
Yeah, she interviews everybody. So
Yes,
you know.
she is awesome.
Mhm.
She is very,
But
very
anyway,
awesome.
so I guess I'll go ahead and uh oh uh she done left.
Yeah, I
Let me
don't know.
give
Sometimes with her audio, I don't know if it's an issue with her audio because I think she comes in
yeah,
on her phone. So
yeah.
I don't know, but
Let
one
me
of these
give her a
days we
second.
gonna figure it out. We gotta get her a webcam and a laptop or something and a mic so we can see her even more clearly. Her beauty.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she gives space and body. She does definitely give
Legs and hips and
let me give her a second to get back in here, and then because I would like her. I actually would like her comments,
yeah,
her commentary on this, what I'm getting ready to play too.
exactly.
I really want all of y'all comment. Keon too, everybody just chime in because um, us in the short stack, we've been talking about this for like weeks. And it seems like this download culture, for some reason, it has come back up. It seemed like it died
Mhm.
down a little bit as far as people putting
Mhm.
out commentary on it, but it
Mhm.
seems to have come back up recently with a lot of stuff, like all that P Diddy stuff, brought it back into focus. Um,
Mhm.
what is his name? The Shannon Sharp, or whatever. We all have our opinions on him. So, um, but anyway, a lot of this stuff is coming back up. So I'm gonna start off this video here.
Mhm.
We're gonna start off on the DL, on this DL video, and then we're going to go into from there. We'll talk a little bit about it, and then we'll go into the trans issues because it ties
Okay.
into a lot of this DL culture also.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then from there we'll go into our discussion. Like, can white women and black women really be friends? And that kind of ties into us also. As far as like white and black, are we, can
Mm-hmm.
are we really friends? Are they really our allies? Can they be
Mm-hmm.
our allies? Can we be the ally? Can we be allies for them? And we're talking about that in reference to the queer community. Um, and we can tie a little bit of the heterosexual community into that too, as far as like, can they be our allies? But we're focusing on the LGBTQIA plus community, um, as far as like allyship goes. And then, you know, so, but I'll go ahead and get started. I guess Miss Stevie will pop back up in here. She'll probably miss
Mm-hmm.
this, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this first video, and then let's get some discussion going on it.
Yes, please engage. Please engage in the comments.
At this point,
Please.
attraction was
Agree,
simple.
disagree.
I needed
We
you to be older
want to
than
hear it
me.
all.
That way I felt more comfortable knowing that you were not in my circle of friends. I needed you to be black because in my mind, culturally, you would understand what it means to be private and or secretive. And there was a few aesthetic things. I like thicker guys. So, having something back there to talk about was a good plus. But again, it really wasn't about that. I needed to know that you would go out of your way to be secretive. And at this time in my life, someone lying to me didn't frustrate me. It almost made me more comfortable. It let me know that you would continue to lie. Good or bad at it, at least I know that when it comes down to the wire, you'll lie. And that's the kind of skill set I need. So I go to see this guy. I think I'm a junior or a senior in college, one of the two. And I go to meet this guy. And what was interesting about meeting this guy for the first time was we had maybe 2 or 3 weeks of conversation. And in maybe the first week of our conversations, he told me that, at some point we'll have to break up and marry women. He was like, if we get together at some point, we have to break up and marry women. And I was like, yeah, I know. And I think I confidently said it like it made sense. I was like, oh, yeah, guaranteed, cool. And this is a good spot to highlight the fact that when you're in closeted interactions, everything is magnified. You feel this rush of everything because it's so high stakes. I have your biggest secret, you have mine. This means everything. And so any interaction we have is times 10. And so because I liked you a little bit, I loved you. Because I find you moderately good looking, you're gorgeous. Because you're kind of nice to me, you are the kindest man I've ever met. And in this case, this person was a good guy, which kind of sounds crazy now, but was also not part of my curriculum. I didn't really want a nice guy. I thought that nice guys had a conscience that would make them want to tell the truth. And I needed somebody who was committed to lying. I pledged an organization. I guess I'll just talk about it right now. So I pledged an organization because I really wanted to look tough. That was my goal, right? I felt like if I pledged this organization, I would be able to hide behind this for the rest of my life because that was my goal, to hide for the rest of my life. Turns out I meet my first boyfriend and he opens my emotions in a way that lets me know that I'm not ready now, but I have a hunch that at some point, I remember he came to my campus once and it made no sense for him to be there. And my friends were like, what's up with bro? And I was like, yeah, it's my boy, woo, woo, the things. And I'm just trying to play up however I can, not knowing how for real. But I was like, yo, he cool. And I remember we went to my friend invited me over to her off-campus apartment and she was cooking. A few friends were over there and it was time for me to eat. And my boyfriend at the time was making my plate. But at this point, it was becoming more and more difficult for us to remember that we were not supposed to be in relationship with each other, to keep in mind that we needed to break up at some point and marry these girls. And it was just very, very difficult because we were falling deeper into each other in that way, And on top of that, again, being young, it being heightened because we're closeted, all those things in tow. And I also remember going to his campus once and he had a friend, and this is when things really took a really harsh turn for the worst. He had a friend, and he was getting more comfortable than I was. And this is the part where I think the closet gets really, really tricky because if you guys are not in the same space within the closet, it's gonna get murky. And he was progressing further than I was. And so I became very manipulative in the idea that, hey, you don't want to come out. I was telling him things that people told me. You'll never get hired. Don't come out. Don't tell nobody. You don't want to do that. And he would come to me, I think I want to tell my friend. I think I want to tell my mom. I think I want to tell my sister. I think I want to tell, wanting to be in his truth. And I remember every step of the way being like, no, you don't, you don't, you don't. And so he lied to me. But he told one of his friends. And I knew he told him because I came to campus and the guy never spoke to me, mind you, never spoke to me. But this particular time, he caught me on their campus and was like, "What's up, OBO?" And I said, "What's up, bro?" He was like, "You going up?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, have a good night." So I go up to the dorm and I go, "Yo, did you tell so and so about us?" No, 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 no. We go to bed, wake up the next day. He was like, "Yeah, I did. I told him." And at that point, I knew he was trying to be free. And I just wasn't. I just could not do it. We finished college. He moved cities, asked if I'm going with him. And I was just like, nah, I'm staying here. Because again, I just could not. I just wasn't in the space, And so we ended up breaking up. And that was the end of this first relationship I was in. But I think in hindsight, I recognized that within these closeted and these, secretive relationships, you're not going to be able to really actualize what it means to be in true love. I now know that you're not going to be able to be in that version of love within the vacuum that is the closet. And I want to say this too. I really want you to be honest about whether or not you are being private or being secretive, because I think there's a very, very, very big difference between the two. And I think we make it muddy a lot because of our own shames and our own fears. And so we tend to act as if our sexuality is a business proposal and that it's nobody's business proposal to evaluate, but that's not what sexuality is. And I think we treat our sexuality, our orientation, like a shirt that we can take off and put back on and take off and put back on contingent upon the environment. And that's just not a way to live life. Your return on your investment is not going to come back good. It's just not. So my advice to you is lean into self. If you are finding yourself navigating these relationships with guys who don't make any sense and guys who are, being manipulative or pervasive in what it means to not be yourself, spend time with yourself. Love on him. The more you love on yourself, the more unfamiliar and weird it feels to not be loved.
Okay.
I'll go last.
Okay. So he said a lot there. He actually said a lot more, but I chopped it up and put in the kind of the points that I wanted us to kind of get into or talk about the aspects of it that you all want to. But he talked about eventually being free, and we were just talking about this last week, where when you're down low, eventually, like if you get it when you get into a relationship with a down low person, it is really secretive, and especially if both of you are down low, one of you eventually, if not both of you eventually, but eventually it seems like when two guys become couples and they get into a relationship, a serious, like, so-called committed relationship, they eventually it seems like one of them will eventually come out, and then that'll start scaring the other one. Because eventually you do want to be free. You kind of want to break free of that, living in that, I guess, the closet, and then when one of them starts slowly coming out and they're in the relationship, it does scare the other one, and they have this fear, if that other person comes out, that they're going to eventually out the partner also. Me and my friend Charles, we did this live, probably 6 or 7 months ago. We did this live, and one of the guys, he commented, he came in and and was commenting, and he said he was in a down low relationship, and he was down low, and his partner was down low, and that let's see, oh, there goes Stevie. Let me let her in. Hey, Stevie. And then they both were down low. And he says that they didn't have any, they didn't really have any issues or anything being in there together, and both of them stayed down low. But then eventually one of them, they broke up because the other one left and went to, moved to another state or whatever, and he didn't go with him. But he says that you can't. He says you can be in a relationship, a committed relationship with two down low guys. And so I want y'all thoughts on that. Like, what do you think? Do you think that you can actually be in a relationship and you both down low and you both stay down low, and that's going to last, for years and years or forever?
Mm. You go ahead first, Deshaun.
I already said it on the comments, but I'll say it
Oh,
again.
girl, you up here? Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, but
Well, I said it in the comments, girl. Go ahead.
but yeah, yeah, being in a relationship, you can only be DL for so long, and usually it's either one or the other that's going to be tired of being DL and stuff like that. But there's some people that actually be DL for a very long time, and some of these men be in marriages, and then behind closed doors they be having sex, and then the woman wouldn't know about it, and then they just do whatever. It's called a sexual exchange. Usually that's what it is in the DL culture. They do that too.
Mm.
Happens in businesses, it happens in corporations, it happens in the higher up, it happens in the elite. So it does happen. It actually happens.
Mm.
They already create Stefford wives. They're called Stefford wives. There's women that actually know of the relationships that they're in. They still stay with the man while the man is having sex with the other man, because the man really wants that man, really didn't want the woman, but
Mm.
this is all, connected. This is all, what they be doing. So yeah, it could
Okay.
happen.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They look.
Mm.
Remember, I send you a video of this guy that was saying, "Oh yeah, there's gays that, I'd be seeing them and they're very gay and stuff like that. And they do have lives and have kids and all that other stuff." And I mean, but because the other gay dude was saying, "But what about the woman? The woman is like, but the other guy said, "Oh, you don't have to marry her. Just have a baby or something like that. Just have a baby by her."
Mm.
That's what he said.
Mm.
But
Mm.
but that goes back to a woman doesn't have a choice, because the woman have to guess the man's sexuality at the last minute. What about the women that just want heterosexual men? I mean, there is women that want gay men, but they don't want to admit that they don't want to admit it. But what about the women that just want a heterosexual man? See, there's no say in what women would want that wants to choose. So it's not really fair for the women either in
Yeah.
that group era.
Yeah, we lost Miss Stevie again. What about uh what about you, Bubs?
Well, to go to your question first, and then I guess kind of delve a little deeper into it.
Right.
Basically, you're asking, can a download relationship succeed?
Yeah.
I think it really depends on the person in the situation. If you are an individual who believes in just being more so discreet about your sexuality, like you will let people know what your T is if they ask, or people that you're cool with. But if you just want to be able to have more of a discreet type of situation, and you attract someone else who also wants that, then I mean, hey, make it work. But in reference to what, um, well, first of all, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I need you to walk in your damn truth. No shade. I do lives and shit on YouTube, girl. You might see my nigga, girl. I'm just gonna be honest. He not gonna be the friend at the cookout. He ain't gonna be the friend at the family reunion. Oh, this is my nigga, so and so. How you doing? That's how it should be, especially when you're walking in your truth. Now going back to what I think his name is what is his name? Oblo? What is his name?
OBO.
Oblo.
Yeah.
Obio. Okay, I'm sorry, excuse me. Obio. Obio.
You
Obio.
know who you know who he is. Have you ever seen the Upshaws on Netflix?
No, I have not.
You haven't. So if you check that out, if you check the Upshaws on, it has Kim Fields and
Hmm.
uh oh, I can't even think of his name. It's the other one, but you know who he is, the comedian. But the guy who plays the gay guy that's in there,
Hmm.
that's his boyfriend. OVO is his boyfriend in real
Oh.
life. On the show, he plays a. On the show, the guy on there plays a gay guy, and he just came out because on the show when he was on, when the show first started for the first four seasons or whatever,
Hmm.
he was saying he was straight, and everybody thought he was straight,
Hmm.
but he just came out maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and he ended up dating OBO. and
Wow.
now,
Wow.
and
Okay.
now but he was playing a gay guy on the show, and we was, me and my friend Charles and other ones, we would say, well, in our minds, I mean, to us, we were like, well, no, he's gay for real in real life. But since he was saying he was straight, we just went on with it. Okay, well, he's
Yeah.
straight, because
Hmm.
that's what he was saying. But we were really thinking, and me and Charles were sitting right next to each other one time, and we were like, he's gay. Well, now he really does. He has come out as gay, and now they're publicly dating. So OBO is his boyfriend.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
and no shade. The fact of him even having to say that he was straight before he had enough courage to be able to walk in his truth. Again, when we talk about the closet, the DL community is in the closet. It is a place where things that are shameful and taboo are done, and because there are a lot of men in the world, or should I say, in the black community? Let's keep it here in the black community. They don't have the opportunity to really explore themselves and figure out what's really for them. To Deshaun's point earlier, they end up getting married, they end up in relationships, they end up having children. They are able to somewhat fulfill the performative aspect of what the system asks of them to do, but mentally and emotionally there was someone else. Just like on I forgot the name of the individual, uh, the name of the platform. I think it's called We Need to Talk. Shout out to Deshaun because Deshaun saying everything. Okay, shout out to him. Uh, where there was a pastor that was having a conversation with two ex-gay men, and they used the example of, I've talked to people inside the group that, you know, they'll still remember a man from 20 years ago just by looking him in the eye at the goddamn Marshalls or something, looking at slacks and shit. Because again, you can't really walk in your truth. So again, with the DL community, it's already a place and a space where it's created the foundation in fear. And even what OBO was saying in reference to his experience earlier about him dealing with men who were cheaters, who were manipulators, all these things, it was okay. He made an excuse to deal with them because at least it was something familiar. At least it was something that I know. It's not anything new. It's not anything
Mm.
that makes me have to guess. I can be safe in my fear. So when you operate in that type of way, also again by organized religion and other outside aspects playing into it, no wonder you attract individuals who are DL to where it could be our little secret. But to his point, even when we doing things in secret, and that's why I don't have recreational sex for me. You know what I'm saying? Now in my head it's different. But as far as the action, I don't do it because I understand, and to your point, T for T, when you start to become more emotionally engaged and connected to somebody gonna catch feelings. Somebody gonna catch feelings to where it was like, damn, this nigga making me a plate in front of my family members and shit. That shit that partners do. You want to play, baby? You want? That's what they do. So again, it's just really better to walk in your truth. But some people have to go through, I guess, the experience because again, Obio's ex partner or whatever at the time. Because remember, we got to pretend that we straight or whatever. I mean, not we can be gay, but eventually we're going to get to a point to where we have to cut that gay shit out and really do what we need to do. And the emotions was too much to where somebody said, no, this is my real truth.
Well,
And
I
that's
got
the
a question.
fear. Go ahead.
I got a question. Why you got to go through all that when straight people do homoerotic stuff? When you can go along with the same thing as what straight people do? Again, it still don't make any sense. It's this double standard shit where they own gay energy to make it funny. I don't get it.
Control the narrative. Yeah, they control the narrative, and because of that, it bleeds down into
It
our
don't make
community.
sense.
Well, the reason why it seems like it doesn't make sense is because we're operating in a script that's not even ours to follow. It's a heteronormative script. So again, we have to challenge those things. And again, they control the gay narrative for us. It bleeds down. Like again, you already have OBO saying, growing. I don't know his experiences. I'm just going to assume here. So if I'm wrong, please, correct me. Um, but from his experiences and what he said, he was used and okay to men treating him as an afterthought or
Mm.
not really invest so much into him. So when he got with the
Mm.
dude that said, well, we can't be gay forever, of course, initially at the moment when he said he didn't think about it, but just instinctively he said, oh, well, yeah, that's cool. Like even subconsciously he agreed to it. And that's the
Mm.
fear because
Right.
once gay men start believing that they are not worth it from an energetic
Mm.
standpoint, you're going to attract other broken people who are going to come your way and prove to you that you're not worth it. And then because you grew up feeling that you're not worth it, you get into relationships, you start having sex. Now you feel like that's the place where the worth is at. And that's why a lot of queer people place so much emphasis on the sexual aspect as opposed to the mental and emotional aspect, and we wonder why we
Mm.
can't manifest anything. But then, but then when the thing that you prayed for, you cried for, you affirmed for actually comes into your space, into your presence, now you're going to have to deal with the fact of are you ready to receive what it is that you've never had before? I think Earth, Wind, and Fire has a song where it says, you turn down love like it's really bad. You can't feel, or you can't give, excuse me, you can't give what you never had. So if you don't have that self-love, you're not going to attract somebody into your life as far as the awareness to hold on to that person that treats you good and they're good. Even to where you will fuck it up. Because even he said, he was a good guy, but good guys was not on my itinerary. They were not on my schedule. They were not in my path. And you fucking around and missing your own blessing. What did what's the name say from the Queens of Comedy? I don't want no scrub. You gonna fuck around and miss your man with that bullshit. Didn't she burn down her scrub tub? So I mean,
Mm.
hey, just walk in your truth. That's probably the safest thing that you can do. Walk in your truth. That's it.
Yeah. So I'll tell a little story here. Um, my first relationship. I've been in two. So my first relationship, actually, and both of them have been. Well, I'm gonna say the second one thought he was down low, but he wasn't. The first one,
Uh.
you know, I was in for 8 years, and when I met him, he was down low. Uh, he was married when I met him, but they hadn't been together for like 3 years, so they were separated. And then so when I met him, we dated a little bit, and then we decided to get into a relationship. Now during the relationship, he started coming out actually in the relationship. Now there was a few people who knew that he was DL. I mean, there's a few people who knew that he was gay, but most people did not know. He was like a Kappa and all that type. So you know how all that plays into it too with the fraternities and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But he was paranoid. Like while when we were in the house and stuff, like he's all over me. You know what I mean? And then that was fine. But it would be like when we would go out in public. Uh, he was okay because he thought he thought I was passing, past and I wasn't, but he thought I was I guess straight acting and appearing,
Yeah,
and
masculine in your
I and
energy and
I've never
appearance enough. Yeah.
right, yeah, and I've never put off that energy, but he knew that he knew I was out, that I was not in the closet or whatever, but he would still get paranoid when we would be certain places. But then he'd also get that little tinge of jealousy if some other guy was checking you out or something, like that. But and then that even though he was even though he was DL, he would almost start telling himself, whatever, because then he want to buck up at him like, well, what they looking at, doing like that type of stuff. But eventually, within 6 months of that relationship, though, he started seeing my freedom, and then how I maneuver through the world, and then how, I'm the same no matter where I am, and it doesn't matter what, I got a bunch of straight friends, I got gay friends, I got trans friends, I got people in all the spectrum. And he started seeing that, and he wanted that for himself also. So within 6 months, he started gradually telling people, so initially we went down to Tyler, and we told, he told his frat brothers, right? And then thing of it is, they accepted him, so he didn't have to, but he was worried about it. But they accepted him, so that made it easier for him, to go and then tell his sister-in-law. So then we went and told his sister-in-law, and her kids, and then we spent the night down, spent the weekend down there with him. We all went and did stuff, and it was fine. But his brother, who was in the military, who wasn't at home at the time because he was off, on duty. Well, so for months, his sister-in-law did not tell his brother, because she was gonna wait till he came home, like for leave or whatever. And then my boyfriend, he was, by that time, we were in a relationship, so we really became partners. So then when his brother came home, we went down there to spend the weekend with him, and he was fine. His brother was fine until my ex, went into the bedroom and told him that who I was, and he told him that, well, that's my partner, that's my boyfriend, that Alvin is my boyfriend, he's my partner. Well, his brother blew a stack. I mean, it just went all through him. He would not even come out the bedroom and even talk to me or say anything to me, or whatever. So then what I did was I just, I went out, I just left the house because, I wasn't mad, but, I could hear them in there arguing, and it sounded like it was almost going to come to blows, but it didn't. But then I did hear him tell his brother, if you can't accept Alvin, as my partner, then you can't accept me. And he actually said it, so I will not be coming, back down here, or we will not be talking, or whatever. So so his brother left, and then me and him just got in the car, me and him and my son, because my son was with me at the time, and he was like 5. How old were you, Layton? About 5 or 6? My son's sitting over there. But anyway, I think my son was like about 5 or had turned 6 at that time. And then we just left, and we came on back to Dallas. And then within about 3 or 4 months, he had another leave or whatever. And then and then he decided, his brother sort of came around, and then they actually came here and visited us and stayed with us for the week. And when they saw, that we were, when his brother saw that we weren't these crazed whatever, I don't know what he thought, or whatever, he kind of calmed down. And then we all became, we became friends and stuff. They'd come down, and so what I'm trying to say is that you can date and get into a relationship with somebody who is DL, but I think they eventually are going to, one or both of you are going to eventually have to come out, because I don't see how that relationship could be where you can have a strong enough relationship to keep that together with all the other stuff that comes into being in a relationship, the different things that can come up or whatever. I think if he hadn't came out, and he actually did get a divorce. So, while we, within a year or so after we were together, but, and then he told all his friends. Next thing you know, he was just, he was all over the place. All his straight friends was over here all the time. So they didn't seem to have a problem with it. So there's people who don't have an issue with it or whatever. Now, I don't know if the issue was because he presented, pretty much presented masculine or whatever. I don't know if that's why they accepted him. I don't know if he would have been, more film or something, like that. Would have, if they would have rejected him or something, or if he had been trans or whatever. I don't know if they would have rejected him or whatever. So, but I'm just, to go to OBO though, it's like, yeah, you can date somebody and then get in a relationship with them, and then eventually one or both of you is going to have to, because I don't know if you done 10, 15, 20 years of y'all being in the closet, So I don't know what do y'all, your thoughts on that. But yeah, I have. And then my second one, when I met him, I thought he was out when I met him, because I actually met him at the club. So I thought he was, I thought he was out. But then as we further go into, he had a little boy. He was married, but he was divorced. When I met him, he had been divorced for like about 6 months or something. But he had already been, before he even got married, he had already been messing with men for 20 years, right? And he was supposed to have been gay and out at that time. So I don't know how he ended up married, well, yeah, I do know, but he ended up married, and then they had a kid and stuff too. But and then that, it was just, I guess, turmoil all through that or whatever. He told me that she knew, but she knew that he was gay when she married him, but then I guess he says he was committed to her or whatever, but you find out that's not true. But and that's the thing what OBO was saying in there. Like when they're down low, and stuff, they have to lie a lot. They have to lie just to cover up stuff, to be secretive. He was saying, OBO was saying that, he dated older men because he figured that the younger people would not keep his secret, but the older men would keep secret. And then that's another thing. So, I've never been into outing anybody, no matter what the circumstances is. I'm not outing people. That's not my job to do or whatever, even though I wish, I would wish you could come out and be free and be who you are or whatever, but I'm never going to out anybody. But yeah, and I thought that was, what OBO was saying was telling, that he would only date older men because he knew in his mind, somehow he knew that older men would keep his secret. But, like with my second ex, he was pretty much, he had gay friends, his mother and them knew, people knew, but it was the church that he didn't want to know, even though the church knew, and the church knew, but in his mind, they didn't know. And I think he used his, the fact that he was married, had been married, and that he had a child. I think he used that as a smoke and mirrors, as a screen to, pass off that he was heterosexual, or whatever. But everybody knew. But in his mind, he thinks that everybody didn't know, and he was in a fraternity also, and they'd go to a little frat party, do all that type of stuff too. But the lying that comes along with that, it was just so much. You know what I mean? It was constantly the lies and the lies and lies in that relationship, and the cheating and all that type of stuff, that when you're trying to cover up and hide from people, sometimes you pick up these habits, that you put on yourself. You pick up these habits, and then even if you do get into a relationship with somebody, and you want to be in a committed relationship and stuff, it seems like they can't let go of the stuff that they had been doing to hide so many years and to pretend, you know what I'm saying? And they bring that. Miss Stevie's back in. And then they bring that, they'll bring a lot of that DL shit into your relationship that they can't seem to break away from, and it will destroy your relationship. So I think, eventually, and he would tell me, give me some time, babe, give me some time. I'm gonna tell I'll tell, whatever, or and I'll take you to church with me, or and all this other type of stuff. But it that stuff never happened. It was just the constant, uh, lying and stuff, like that. So, um, but yeah,
I
I think
just
you can
want to
get
know.
into it.
What's going on with
Guy.
Queen Stevie?
You back in here, Queen?
No, she was here, then she was gone.
Yeah,
She keep bouncing in and out.
I don't know what's going on with Queen Stevie. She's popping in and out, pop, 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 like popcorn.
If you have a laptop or a computer, Queen, that might be better to use than the phone. No shade. You might have a better chance. Cause I don't know what read this. I don't really use Restream, so I don't know. And I wanted
Yeah,
her to
pop,
kind of talk because I wanted to get her perspective. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I'll
pop.
be in the chat. Okay, okay.
Oh, there goes
You
my
was gonna say something,
shirt.
Deshaun? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You was gonna say something.
Oh, I am so butter and brown. I had to check myself. Woo.
What is the song? What is he doing back there? What is he doing?
Girl, he is on his mommy end. He on his mommy end shit. Mommy end. Let's see, mommy end. Mommy
Deshaun,
end.
where's your cam, Deshaun?
Girl, he not about to put that camera on because he about to get in the shower. Girl, about to put that
Deshaun,
motherfucking
pull up
toy
your
strap right on the goddamn shower wall, girl, and go to town. Okay?
Deshaun, pull up your cam so we can see you laughing all over the place because he cracks me up when he be falling out that chair. Oh my god. Oh.
I know why the cage bird sings.
Oh my god. So what do y'all think about DL? So what do y'all think about trade? So
I for me, I can't really speak on it as far as personal experience because I've always been more so attracted to gay men who have more feminine energy, whether that be like a butch queen or even in one aspect, kind of more on the androgynous side, even maybe close to the bridge or the experience of trans. So I've never really experienced trade or whatever, except well, I take that back, except one time. One time, let me tell you this story. And I said it before. It was this one dude that I met from Chicago on my old YouTube channel, and we was talking for a few months or whatever. The nigga on the phone had a deep ass voice, sound like Trey Melvin, and Trey Melvin is still fine to this damn day. Okay, um, and he decided to come visit me for a week or whatever. So he sent me pictures and stuff like that. I had an idea what the nigga looked like. I get to the bus station, girl, to pick his ass up, girl. Why in the fuck when he got off? I was looking around. I said, girl, is that Soldier Boy, bitch? Why do your ass have on a 3X shirt, nigga, when you wear a motherfucking medium and big ass baggy clothes and shit? He was the most trappist ass nigga, girl. When he got in the car, I was like, bitch, I cannot wait until Saturday, girl, for your ass to go. For me, there's nothing sexy about it. Now, I will say this. I have not yet met anybody who is considered masculine or trade who is a bottom. I haven't experienced it. But if you are an individual who is in that category, I mean, Bubs the God. Okay, Instagram. I would like to be able to see what a little bro action look like. No shade. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a nigga that be like getting his cheeks clapped and shit while he watching Sports Center nigga. I don't know what's going on, but I will learn. Do you know what I mean? So I haven't had that experience. But from what I've heard, and even seen in some instances, of course, when you're trying to operate in something like love, they create a dysfunctional, abnormal version of love that is hidden, that is controlled by narratives and taboos and all this other type of stuff to where it's never productive. And
Right.
even in the cases where you shared about how there are men in the DL relationships who you wouldn't expect to end up falling, there are also individuals in the DL community who date or mess around with openly gay men, especially feminine gay men. And then when the feminine gay men start to fall for this aesthetic of trade, and now they get their heart broken. These be the same people who get mad that they be in their feelings and then tell your T. And it was funny how even you talked about your experience, T for T, where the individual you was talking about said that he was trying his hardest to pretend that his ass was not gay. Meanwhile, everybody looking around like, nigga, we just waiting on you. We been,
Right.
even the church knew. You know you gay, girl, when the church know your ass gay. They just be like, girl, and you sitting here playing these games. I don't know if they was happy, like at least he trying. At least you ain't no real gay girl that's gonna go along with it. At least you pretending that you not, girl. The ex-gay ministry will gladly welcome you into the thing, girl. Use you and all that type of shit. But eventually it was like your truth is staring you in the face and you don't even know it because you're trying to hide from it. You know what I'm saying? So for
Right.
individuals who like the DL culture, because there are some men out there who understand the DL culture, girl, as far as look, we are two niggas, we gonna go out here, we gonna catch this nut, and that's it. We ain't trying to be empathetic towards each other, we ain't trying to chill, hang out, whatever the case may be, nigga. Come through, do what you need to do, and leave. And I've even said for DL niggas, why not date or mess around with other niggas who understand the mission, who understand the assignment. Okay, we both got baby mamas. We, even though it's wrong, girl, at least do it in this context. If that's the case, girl, we both got baby mamas. We both got wives. We both have something to lose. So why don't we just mess around with individuals who have something at stake here? Why mess around with somebody who is openly gay and then expect them to reduce themselves to keep your motherfucking secret? That again, eventually, when your ass catch feelings, you gonna start slipping up. You gonna start saying shit like "bae" to the nigga in front of your niggas. Bae, did this nigga say bae? No, I was talking about a bae bae, a bae bae. I was talking about that song. Remember that song? Trying to
Mhm.
clean it up and shit. At the end of the day, just walk in your truth, girl, to avoid all this motherfucking unnecessary headache, girl. You trying to run in zigzags just to end up in the place where you didn't want to be in the first place,
Right.
girl. And I'm half a
Yeah.
face right now.
I'm good. Let me put you back in your
No, you good. You good, girl. I was going with the flow. I'm cool
Half
with
a
it.
bug.
I'm at your house. Wherever you at, I'm at your house.
I'm a
Yep, half a bug.
I'm gonna go hear the big dog's question, comment, and then I'm gonna go to Black Love because they both said something interesting
Yeah,
here.
and even Black Love
Um,
got something as far as the comment too. But go ahead. Yeah,
yeah,
that's it. That's it. Okay, cool.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to there. But it's like I get more DL men and trade guys hitting on me or trying to have sex, casual sex, whatever. Than I do. I do get the actual out, you know, queer guys. I get them too, but they're harder to approach me. They think that I'm hard to, they think I'm hard to, or they're scared to approach me from when they do talk to me, or I talk to them. They
So
they
they
thought
think.
that I would.
So basically,
I'm
they
harder to approach.
think that you're timid. Are they intimidated by you? Is that what it is?
I don't really
Are they
know.
a
They
little
think that I'm
intimidated?
like I wouldn't talk to them or something. Yeah, they think that some of them have told me I give off, like I give off the vibe that I might turn them down or not talk to them or whatever. But DL guys, for some reason, they're bold. They're bolder. Hey, crazy. Hey, boy, crazy.
Well, yeah. But maybe one of the reasons why they're bolder is because at least for the DL niggas, they have their own code language. They're able to still blend. Like, hey, yo, what's going on, bro? They know certain words and shit. You listen to this song, bro. What's going on? If you do, they'll kind of know. Like, okay, it's easier to do that as opposed to a feminine gay man walking up and approaching. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I just want to just insert that real quick. And also this, it's funny that you said that a lot of people look at you and may feel some sort of intimidation. I get that shit all the time. I've been told, "Oh, your friend cute, but he look like he mean, girl. He intimidating." I don't know how a leprechaun at 5'2" can be intimidating, but goddamn it, that's the thing. Like people be like, "You don't smile or whatever." I'm like, I'm just used to having a resting face, and girl, when I be high, I just be listening. This is how I am. The fuck.
And to me, I
Same
think
thing is flawed.
I think
I
I'm
mean,
very
I'm
approachable.
You said what now?
Go ahead,
perfectly
Deshaun.
flawed said the same thing. Perfect. Perfectly flawed. He's also another gay dude on YouTube. He was talking about like there was a dude that he was dating and he was scared of him, I mean, the dude that he was dating was scared of Perfectly Flawed. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna kill you. Are you serious? I don't look like that person. I may look like this face, but I don't look like that person. Like, you know,
Lord,
because the dude was like, you're not gonna get.
Lord.
Yeah.
And, and shout out to Deshaun, baby, because Deshaun ass be sending me everybody. The reason why me being here, first of all, girl, don't talk with your mouth full of smoke. How about we not do that? How about we do some different shit? Girl, no, shout out to Deshaun because Deshaun low key be the MVP. The reason why I'm able to be on this platform today is because of this nigga, Deshaun. This nigga shares everybody.
Right.
So, you know what I'm
Sean
saying?
too.
And
He hooked
again,
me
for
up
the
with
other
that.
queer content creators that are out there, come join the short stack revolution, baby. We building the community. Come through. Come through.
Oh,
Come
yeah,
through.
Conscious TV popped up in here last week. It was fire too.
Oh, we I
We
don't
had
know. He
that
keep
was
going live. He might pop up again. I don't know. I don't know. I did put on my
that'd be
community
cute.
wall,
That'd
so
be
he come
cute if he
through.
popped up in here
You know it.
with his cute self.
And he also, oh Lord, also, oh, hold on, pause for the facts. Hold on. So
Oh,
you think so? CTV cute. So what you mean? Like, what's going on?
Oh yeah, I think you know.
right.
I've been watching.
You
I've
know,
been
he put his.
watching. I've been watching CTV for
What?
since I started my channel. That's how I ended up following. Because I didn't know who CTV was at first, but then when I first saw him, first it was the his little emoji icon with just the hair and stuff. So I really didn't know what he looked like. And then I was in one of his lives, and then he popped up, and I was like, oh, he cute. you
Okay, I'm
know.
just saying. I mean, he put his good done debits on display in one of his
I
previous
mean,
posts.
He put what?
Yes,
He
he's
put
showing off his
what?
good done debits.
Oh my God.
good done, Debbie.
But
You
yeah,
might want to go look at that.
uh, Deshaun, he hooked me up with you. So
Yeah,
Deshaun hooks us up with everybody, and Deshaun be in everybody's live. But yeah,
hell
and
yeah.
then all that information that
Most
everybody sends, but yeah. So shout out to you, Deshaun.
all the all the
So with
information
Big
that you
Dog
need.
Chris here, what'd you say? So with Big Dog Chris
All
here, he
the
says,
information.
I was.
Girl, what is
Says,
going on?
go ahead, say what you're gonna say,
There must be
Deshaun.
a delay or something.
Yeah, it's a delay.
I
He's
Yeah,
think it
like,
was
because
I
a
I'm
know,
delay.
I'm
I don't
like, I
know.
know I'm high, but
Maybe it
girl,
was a delay.
am I that high?
Yeah, because I'm streaming. It's probably the show slowing down a little bit because I'm streaming on Facebook, Instagram,
Oh,
and Rumble and YouTube. So it might be
damn.
delayed a little bit here.
Girl, we at
You know,
everybody house.
yeah, I know. So anyway, so Big Dog Chris says I was before laughing out loud, but I always had a feminine energy to my masculine side. So he's saying that he was so he was is he saying he was down low or trade or both? Can you clarify that, Big Dog? Were you down low? Were you trade or were you both? Because when you said that, Bubs, when you said that, as far as trade goes, you never met any trade or don't think there's any out there that puts off the feminine energy or that is feminine, right? You
Or
you said something
I'm, I,
along that order.
okay. Let me rephrase that because to Big Dog's point, at least the way that I'm going to interpret it, I always have feminine energy to my masculine side. Really, when you are a balanced human being, you embrace both your masculine and feminine energy. I guess what I meant to say, as far as trade, as far as the systemic social aspect of it, if you're going to be gay, be the masculine gay because you at least are the one that is the conqueror and not the conquered as the bottom. That's the perspective or the way the society has it. So, as far as the performative part, girl, what performative part? Okay, of it. No, they're not going to display any form of masculinity. I mean, these are the same niggas who, girl, you can't even eat a hot dog without they thinking about it being a dick. You can't even eat a banana without it they thinking about it being a dick. You can't even wear pink. You can't even have your nails done. You can't even have clear skin. You can't even be fucking happy in your damn life. You can't even smile too damn hard, girl, because all that shit is equated to being gay. But again, in the DL experiences, I gotta believe, I have to believe that there are some men who they perform the masculine aspect, but girl, behind closed doors, it's a whole different thing to where they're able to let their feminine energy out. And maybe because they spend so much time delving in masculine energy to where it's toxic or so extreme that when they're behind closed doors, they're able to release the other side as extreme as well because they've been holding it in. So I hope that answered your question. Again, we give nuanced and educated responses. Okay, we don't do just fast food logic over here, girl. Okay, we
Right.
take our time, break it down. That's what we
Hey, boy,
need.
We not the microwave over here.
Who do we have here with us?
Uh,
biggest
go
boy.
ahead, Big Dog Chris.
What is going on
that was
with
Big Dog?
Restream? Is Restream
Yeah.
Why
hating?
is everything pumping up?
Oh my God!
That was Big
You know what?
Dog?
I should have streamed through.
Oh,
I should have
dang.
streamed through StreamYard because this is crazy how this
Big
keeps
Dog?
dropping.
No shade. If hold on, no shade. If you want to, we can just make this part one as far as just the first video, and then just come through on StreamYard if it's gonna be better. Because I do want to get the
I
other
can.
people in there.
I
Deshaun, I
can
mean Big
try.
Dog.
I can try. I'll have to go pull up the videos though. But it might take me about 10 or 15. It might about 10 minutes. Well, it might take me 5 minutes, but everything else is. I already have a StreamYard set up. Because this is what happened to us last week. Remember?
Oh, so
And,
yeah.
I already have StreamYard set up. I just have to go. Add these videos that I have in here. I can pull those up in 2
Oh,
or
that's
3 minutes.
fine. Why you can if you when you restart it, me and Deshaun we'll just shoot the shit while you. I can make 5
Okay.
minutes work. I
Okay,
can make 5
everybody.
minutes
I'm gonna
work.
go. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll go pull up. I'm gonna go set up. Just go. Give me about 5 minutes, and then I'll send the stream. I'll put the stream key in our chat. I'm gonna go put it in our chat.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll
Please
go
make
put it in
sure
our
y'all
chat.
like this video, and please make sure y'all come back, share it, let people know what we talking about. If this is something that interests you, and you feel like there are other spaces that you are aware of that we are not, that would love these conversations, please make sure that you share it. Okay, we're gonna be back with part 2. I'm excited, baby. I love that we doing lives where we talk like this. And Deshaun, what girl?
What?
Okay.
You was
I'm
over
gonna-
there looking at something, girl, like you about to motherfucking devour it or something.
Okay, y'all, give me a few minutes to get the videos uploaded in StreamYard, and then send out the stream key. I'll send out the stream key. I'm gonna send out the stream key in our chat over there, and then I'm gonna also put the key in YouTube, and I'll put it in YouTube.
Okay, that's cool. Deshaun need a few minutes any
Give me a
damn
few
way.
minutes. Okay. All right, y'all. Give me a few minutes. Sorry, everybody.
Right, no,
If y'all want to come back, there's quite a few people actually watching right now.
Bring y'all asses back, please. Come back.
Right.
Damn, it's already 11 people here. We better bring it back.
Right.
Okay?
Miss Stevie, maybe Miss Stevie can get in here too. And Big Dog Chris,
Be better. Yes,
come
and
on
Big
in.
Dog, we want you to
Yes.
come back. We want whoever want to come and talk
Everyone
to us.
come in.
talk
Boy
to us.
Crazy. Keon, all of y'all want to come in.
Butter and Brown Miss Stevie need to come in.
Black Love, if y'all want to come in. Okay. I'm gonna end the stream, and then I'm gonna set it up in. I'll set it up in
Okay.
StreamYard.
All right, we'll be back. See y'all. Peace.